I keep hearing people parrot this idea that sex isn't actually a need because technically you can survive without it. Well, sure, in the same way a person can survive years in solitary confinement, or a newborn can survive without ever being held by its mother. But is survival really the standard we're aiming for in our marriages? As a doctor who spent the last 5 years focusing on the total health of men, physical, emotional, and relational, I'm here to tell you that a fulfilling sex life isn't a bonus of a good marriage, it is a vital component. It's not a reward for good behavior or a bargaining chip, it is a valid emotional and biological need. Today, we're going to answer the question that keeps so many couples awake at night. How much sex is enough? Before we dive into the science of desire, do me a favor. If you believe that we need to start having more honest conversations about men's health and happiness, hit that like button. It helps this message reach the men who need it most. And I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments. I love seeing the reach of our community. There's a cult myth out there that says it's not your job to make your partner happy. To an extent, yes, we are responsible for our own joy. But in a marriage, we have a responsibility to meet the reasonable needs of the person we love, needs they literally cannot meet anywhere else. Human beings are attachment creatures. This doesn't stop when we grow up. The way our partner treats us has measurable effects on our physiology. When your needs are ignored, your body enters a state of chronic stress. This isn't weakness or codependency, it's adult attachment, and it's a biological reality. If we've established that sex is a valid need, the question remains, what if one of you wants it every day and the other could take it or leave it? In clinical psychology, we use a term called communal strength. This refers to the motivation and responsibility you feel to respond to your spouse's needs. Studies show that couples with high levels of communal strength don't just have better marriages, they have better physical health, lower blood pressure, and less anxiety. Generosity is literally good for your heart. So, how much is enough? The short answer? At least as much as the higher desire spouse needs to feel connected. But how do we get there without one person feeling pressured and the other feeling rejected? Unless you're in the first 6 months of a relationship, it is extremely rare for two people to have the exact same hunger at the same time. This is where we have to stop treating sex as an elephant in the room and start treating it like any other part of a successful life, like your budget or your fitness goals. Case 1. Finding your numbers, the negotiation. I want you to try something practical. The lower desire spouse. Determine the frequency you are willing to commit to, not what you feel like, but what you can give out of love. The higher desire spouse, determine the minimum frequency you feel you can tolerate while still feeling connected and loved. These numbers give you a starting point for a conversation, not a fight. Case 2, closing the manageable gap. If one person says once a week and the other says 3 times, the answer is simple, 2 times a week. Does that mean scheduling it? Maybe. And I know scheduled sex doesn't sound romantic, but let me tell you, scheduled intimacy is infinitely better than the death by 1,000 rejections that happens when you just wait for the mood to strike. Case 3, the importance of receptivity. If you are the lower desire spouse, practicing receptivity is key. Biologically, women often experience responsive desire, meaning the hunger doesn't start until after the touch begins. If you aren't in the mood but you move toward him anyway, you'll often find your body catches up. If you want your number or your spouse's number to go up, you have to look at the biology. You cannot have a high-functioning sex life if your body is in the trash. Prioritize physical health. Ditch the ultra-processed sugars and alcohol. These are libido killers. Get to the gym. Strength training boosts testosterone and improves blood flow, which is biologically essential for intimacy. Optimize hormones. If you're over 40 and feeling flat, get your blood work done. Check your vitamin D and your hormone levels. You can't drive a car with no fuel. Drop the resentment. Nobody wants to be intimate with someone they feel disliked by. If there's bitterness in the house, address it. Clean the slate. Create a safe harbor where he or she feels welcome to move closer. I know this is a heavy topic. If you're the man who feels like he's starving for connection, I hear you. Your desire for your wife is a compliment to her. It's a sign that you still choose her. And if you're the spouse who feels overwhelmed, remember that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be generous. Small changes in your willingness to connect can bring a level of comfort, freedom, and confidence back into your home that you thought was gone forever. A successful marriage isn't about finding someone who is exactly like you. It's about two people who are willing to give at least as much as they need to receive. Relational fulfillment depends on this mutual exchange of loving service. It takes energy. It takes time. It takes intention. But the wisest, most decent people understand that it is this effort, not just words, that makes the person you care about know they are truly loved. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and join us. We're here to help you live a life of total vitality. I'm Dr. Laura. Take care of your health, take care of your heart, and as always, tell the truth. I'll see you in the next one.